Hey everyone, welcome to my review, and welcome to my review for the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm a little late on this review because I know a lot of people saw this movie weeks ago for private screenings or past couple days, but I've been super busy. I didn't get a chance to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. Like, I was just had no time to see it. I finally got to see it tonight, and finally get to give you my thoughts and opinions on this movie. And I'm just gonna start off by saying that Ghostbusters Afterlife was not a film I was nervous about. I ended a video a couple years ago, actually, when the first teaser came out for Afterlife. I actually thought it looked pretty good, and actually thought it was a very good idea, especially to get Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, to direct the film. So I had no issue with the movie, even when the news came out. Like, I thought it was a good idea. I'm like, yeah, it cannot be any worse than that 2016 Ghostbusters movie. The movie is the definition of pure nonsense and just something that is just cringe and not funny. And yeah, that movie is a very toxic film too, because the fan base for that movie are just die-hard feminists that will defend that movie to death. And I love the criticisms this movie Afterlife is getting. They're saying it pays a lot of too much homage, too much fan service, and too much nods to the 1984 film. Even though the 2016 Ghostbusters did the exact same, but the critics loved that movie, or at least enjoyed it. It's like in the 70s. This one's in the 60s. Critics not so much. Too much fan service. The 2016 one is that's different. That's a feminist movement. And if you hate that movie, you're misogynistic. Even though that movie clearly is just a feminist movie with bad jokes and just bad technology, bad characters, and it has nothing interesting or funny to say. Hated that movie. Ghostbusters Afterlife, after watching it, it gives me hope. Ghostbusters Afterlife was fantastic. I loved this movie. Loved it. Thought it was spectacular. I enjoyed every second of the movie. I thought it was funny. It was endearing. It gave us fan service, but in the best way. Had new characters that I loved. Brought in old characters that I loved. And again, it's a comedy as well, and it actually made me laugh, unlike the cringe fest of 2016 Ghostbusters. This movie is funny, it's relatable, it's enjoyable, and it's not just for one demographic. That 2016 one is all for, I guess, just females. This is for because all the main characters, there's two females, two males. There's a male adult character, a female adult character. This movie's for males and females and young people, older people. Like, this movie's for everybody, and that's what makes it so good. And I just dug the shit out of this film. It made me feel like a kid again, and it brought pure joy. That's the best way to describe this film. It's just pure joy. The movie stars a good cast. It's got Paul Rudd. It's got Carrie Coon, McKenna Grace, Finn Wolfhard, and it's got like special appearances by like the OG cast, like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Ann Potts, Sigourney Weaver. The movie, like I said, is directed by Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, and it tackles a good story about the Spangler family. Egon Spangler's daughter and her kids, his grandkids, and they took over Egon's house, this little barn and stuff, and they're in this town called Somerville that has a lot of paranormal stuff in it, and the youngest daughter wants to investigate it, and she has like a friend that she meets in her summer school program, and the science teacher played by Paul Rudd, and they all join together and discover more stuff about this town and about the ghosts that lie in it, and they start ghost busting. And it leads a lot of tie-ins to the original, which I will not spoil any of that, but the movie is it's just fun. It's so much fun. I had a blast with this movie. was laughing, I was enjoying it. I loved these characters, and they played very good tributes to a lot of old school characters, especially Harold Ramis. And yeah, I dug it. The visuals were great. The comedy was great. I can't stress enough that the movie was funny. Actually, I was shocked that movie was actually this funny. Paul Rudd's always great. Paul Rudd's just such a charming actor, and he's great in everything he does. The standout for me is McKenna Grace. Everyone's been talking about McKenna Grace. She's like a female Egon Spangler, and she is fantastic. Every scene she's in, she steals the scene. She is fantastic. Finn Wolfhard is great as usual. I love this new cast, and I loved the story, and there's even some like spooky, creepy imagery. The music is great, and I loved it. It's like, yeah, as a lot of people, what a lot of people are saying, it's Ghostbusters meets Stranger Things, and that's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. I can't recommend this movie enough. I really can't. It's yeah, like a lot of movies this year. I don't know. They've been like lacking for me, and it was actually good to watch a fun, entertaining blockbuster and just sit back and have a good time. I went with a bunch of friends. I went with Lindsay, of course, and some family members too. It was a big group of us, and we all just sat in the theater, watched Ghostbusters. We all had just such a good time. It was legit fun, and it kind of warmed my heart. That's another thing. This movie just has a lot of heart, and I love it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I just love this movie. There is a lot of fan service, which might not please everybody. And yeah, there are things I wish the movie did. I wish the movie had like different villains, and I wish they did a couple things differently. I could see why some people might be frustrated in that, but all in all, I still had a great time. And I actually love to see another one, like a sequel to this movie. But if we don't, this is perfectly fine too. Highly recommend Ghostbusters Afterlife. Had an absolute fucking blast with this movie, and can't recommend it enough. And yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Ghostbusters Afterlife a 9.5 out of 10. It's one of my favorites of the year. Go see it. So yeah, that was my review for the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife. So in the comments section below, please tell me, what did you think of Ghostbusters Afterlife, and do you think it is better than the 2016 movie? Give your thoughts and opinions. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.